Ali, to succeed to succeed in the industry, it's important to have the knowledge, to be educated. Why it's so important? Because at the end of the story, no matter if we are selling, if we are buying, or if we are in working in an hub, or whatever is the position we have in the industry, it's always a matter of trust. And the trust we inspire in our colleagues, in our clients, in our suppliers, etc. And the trust is always coming from one very easy, simple concept: how we transmit the knowledge. And to transmit knowledge, we must have it. Otherwise, we don't transmit anything. Okay. Um, Let me also say something very, very important before I go ahead, because as always, I forgot to do it.
Chica baş.
Uh, since this is a record session, please, if you don't like to appear in the camera or whatever, even if there is not many chance, but let me in any case say that, if you don't like to appear in the camera, please keep your camera off. At the end of the session, we will have some question and answer, as also Vinita said before. You may text the question in the chat, and then we will read it, and of course we will ask it to all of us. Also, one more thing, if there is enough time and there is the possibility, we will also allow you to talk. To express verbally the question. Okay, but we will do it at the end, not immediately. So, said that, let me go back to my introduction. Let me add only one more thing, and then we will start with the questions asked by our host, of course. I want to say something very important. I already talked to you about the trust we have to inspire to the people. But there is something more, extremely very, very important. And to me, it's translate the technical aspects, the technical features of gemology. When I say gemology, please include also diamond grading, coral stones identification, so gem identification, and also coral stones grading, but also design, jewelry design, coral stones, and diamond design, etc. So it's important to translate the technical features in benefits. Okay, and only we are able to do this operation only if we really know what we are doing. So only if education is on our side, the information, the knowledge is on our side. So again, it's very important to enter in the modern industry with knowledge. And yes, I will say also, because now we are in a period, in a era where we have synthetic diamonds, synthetic materials, synthetic gemstones, yes. But if I rate the impact of the treatments and synthetics in the industry in terms of modern technology, I may say the same also 20, 30 years ago. It's always the same story. So again, if you want, or also if I give you this kind of perspective, again, as it was important 50, 20, 30 years ago, as today, it's important to have knowledge on our side. Here, HRD is one of the most important players in the world. I'm not talking about certification, I'm simply talking about education. Why it's one of the most important? Because it's one of the oldest. Now it's something like more than 50 years. HRD is in the industry, is serving the industry in terms of lab certification, but also serving the industry in terms of education. I may say that in HRD, we may say that thousands and thousands of students graduated, and now they are protagonists in their working life, always in terms of gemology, so diamond and coral stones, and jewelry design. We strongly believe in education, we strongly believe in the knowledge, and the knowledge is again as a foundation of trust. Let me spend some more comments, observation about HRD. I'm used the slide and gently put on the screen. Certification, yes, of course. When you need to certificate your items, jewelry items, or loose gemstones, please remember HRD again is one of the most important players in the world. In terms of education, yes, this is our main topic today. We like the idea that we are able to serve not only academic courses to our students. When I say academic, I mean long courses, always leading into the diploma. But also we have professional courses, and we can also work in terms of custom-made, tailor-made courses. So if you have a specific needs, specific request, please feel free to ask us, because we can literally organize a course exactly tailored on your needs. Same for the consulting. We are, especially for the education team, which is basically partially here today, we are able to support in terms of strategic or in terms also how to approach situations in the marketplace. People already dealers involved so in the industry. And now it's back, I would say happily back, also the equipment. So we are now selling again our equipment, considering mainly microscopes and considering also the lamps. So feel free to approach our website and to have a look at all the equipments available at the moment. Okay, now, since I've done also the promotion of HRD, it's the time for our Anand to start officially the panel with all the guests now. So I changed my clothes and I will be a guest, a panelist in the panel.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Fabio, for that great introduction. Hello, everyone. Good morning, all. On behalf of HRD Antwerp, it's my pleasure to welcome you all to this session. All the panelists and all the attendees across the globe, thank you so much for being part of this wonderful discussion ahead. And today's session together, we have our esteemed educators across the globe who will be sharing their insights, and it will be great to know for all of us, what have been those important stages in their careers which have shaped many of the people across the globe. So thank you all. And before we move ahead, I'll quickly like to show a short video of HRD's legacy. So allow me to share the screen. Fabio, you just need to let me know whether the sound is audible or no. So once I share, please. Fabio, can you just confirm whether sound is visible? Okay, perfect.
Ever since the 1500s, Antwerp has pioneered the art of turning raw diamonds into masterpieces. A craft so immaculate that it drove demand from all corners of the world. But with diamonds being traded across borders, people needed a sense of certainty, a way to trust what the eye couldn't measure. So, in 1973, we became the gatekeepers of Antwerp's pristine reputation, helping people look beyond the shimmer and discover the truth. The truth that is never approximate, but observed, measured, verified, backed by science and guided by mastery. Because technology can't replace expertise, but it can remove every shred of doubt from it. And because a diamond's value can't be assigned, it has to be proven. That's why a diamond and jewellery certification is important. From our labs in Antwerp, India, Dubai, as well as our grading labs in Europe and the Middle East, the certification travels wherever the diamond goes, speaking one language fluently, the language of trust. We know tomorrow's diamonds may be discovered differently, traded differently, but they must always be understood clearly. With over 80 courses delivered across our centres of excellence and online, we're ensuring the craft evolves, science advances, and the learning grows, so that we aren't just following the future, but rather building it. For over 5 centuries, people have asked, what is a diamond truly worth? And for over 5 decades, we've written the answer. Not in carats, but in certainty. HRD Antwerp, Europe's leading authority in diamond and jewellery certification.
Thank you, Anand.
Thank you. And before we proceed with the discussion, I would request all the participants to please open up, ask questions, ask your thoughts, share your thoughts. We have all the expertise today in this room. So take the most out of it. And with that, I would quickly introduce our today's esteemed panelist. So we have Peter joining from Europe. We have Bernard joining from India. We have Fabio joining from Middle East. We have Vinita joining from Middle East as well. And myself, I'm joining from India too. So it's great to have you here, all of you. And I would quickly start and request Peter to open the floor, sharing your thoughts and sharing your experience with the audience here, and to please have a quick introduction of yourself. Peter.
Okay, thank you, Anand. Hi, everybody. So my name is Peter. I started working at HRD in 1990, ages ago, previous century. And starting in the very, very beginning in Spain, some diamond grading courses. I mainly do diamond, polished diamond. And after Spain, we went everywhere to Hong Kong, Dubai, Australia, Thailand, everywhere. Jordan, Italy also. And then we sent microscopes from Belgium to all these countries, and then I followed, and then I set up the classroom, and then I do the course. Now we have offices in Dubai and in Mumbai. So these courses in the Middle East and Far East are conducted from these offices outside Antwerp. But before that, we used to travel a lot from Antwerp to do these different courses. And that's what I do. Only certified diamond grading courses. And I'm still doing this. And I would like to go back maybe something like 70 years ago, when they started examining diamonds. The first research departments, research labs they had about diamonds kind of were founded at the same time as the lab-grown diamonds in the 50s. You know, they started investigating and how to make lab-grown diamonds. So, but then they started also founding labs, and then there was one guy who wanted to sell a diamond, and he said, well, this is a VS1, and the one who wanted to buy said, no, I don't agree, it's an SI1. So who is right? They can call a third or a fourth person, but to avoid all this trouble, they just started with labs. So this is why there are several labs in the world. One is, of course, this HRE lab started in 73. And to understand all these funny words on a certificate, it's important that people got educated. That's why we started this education department, not very long after we started our lab in Antwerp. And we have been teaching till now how to interpret the certificates, you know. And our certificates are made in very special conditions, and the people working in the lab are highly skilled, and they are selected on special capacities actually to have our certificates to have a very good reputation, and we can still do that after several decades of making certificates. Yeah, so I think yeah, that's what I want to say, Anand.
Thank you, Peter. A quick question, Peter. Do you even remember how many students must have gone through you? It's been quite a long journey for you. Do you even remember the count of the number of students what you must have taught so far?
No. I have pictures I took. We used to take slides. You know, nowadays it's just digital pictures, but in 35 years ago it was slides. We took dia slide. I don't know how you call it in English.
Yeah,
And
yes,
then
I remember
have
it.
cases. Sorry.
I remember it, Peter. The one with the circle. Tutuk, tutuk, tutuk.
Yeah. So yeah, I have cases full of pictures of all these of all these courses. Yeah. So, but thousands of people
That's so
passed in front
amazing,
of me.
Peter. That
The
that's
fun, the
so
funny thing
amazing.
is, last time I met some guy, a guy in Antwerp in the course, and his grandfather was one of my students. So I said, this is getting very bad. His grandfather and his father, they both did the course, but this guy luckily was very, very, very young. Yeah.
That's so amazing, and it's so good to know that you are taking this legacy ahead, and there is a lot to learn still from you, Peter. Thank you. Glad to have you here on the board. Uh,
Thank you, thank you.
and now I would like to invite Bernard, joining from India. Hi, Bernard.
Hi Anand,
Hello.
thank
So
you.
I would please like you to introduce and share your insights.
Okay, so everybody who's joining from all around the world, thank you, welcome and namaste from my end. So, uh, HRD Antwerp, like Peter said, has have a legacy that's been, with centuries over. And now in India, we started that's education, considering the demands of our industry. And we all know Surat and Mumbai being the major cutting and polishing centers, trading hubs, the necessity is very much. Now India has like grown as an $80 billion of a jewelry and diamonds and industry. So the industry has been grown so much, the business has been grown so much over the years, but I think something is missing is the knowledge has not traveled with that speed. So there is a gap. And our industry, as like Peter rightly mentioned, always respected two things. It's the family heritage and the knowledge that comes with it and the knowledge that you learn. Doesn't matter you come from the background, you may not, but the love to be in this industry is something that we value. So imagine a father teaching his son or daughter about how to deal about a diamond, how to manufacture the goods. It's something that we cannot learn in the classrooms. So over the years, when I traveled across countries and understood every element from different places, it's a feeling that you have to tell others. It's like stories. More than textbooks, we have that story to tell them and make them feel okay, this is an industry that's been loved for the love of jewelry and passion about diamonds, color stones, and everything all around it. So let's imagine people are, transferring or giving their family business to somebody new or their son or daughters. But there's a gap. Sometimes it's breaking down all the knowledge. You're just passing on the business. Sometimes the knowledge is not traveling with it. It's not that we cannot, consume it. The thing is, the market is currently inheriting a lot of things like lab grown diamonds, what are naturals, provenance demands, what is the traceability, what is the sustainability part of it. So all these things, like we all know about 4Cs, everybody's, sold on 4Cs. But what's beyond that? What's the language that truly we want to speak about this? This industry demands that language to be traded. So I think that's where we come in with our legacy. And in our classrooms, we have developed our courses in such a way that will teach you not just what's in theory, but more about how you really sit down with a person, maybe here in India, Antwerp, Hong Kong, wherever you go. You demand that credential and you demand that respect. And that's something that we are going to teach you to how to be in this industry, how to sustain here. So I want to sell this to you, but tell this to you because we have developed something more than 4Cs about AI and blockchain, what traceability is for diamonds, what is the future in the next 10, 20 years, how sustainability will matter so much in this industry to be actually counted. Okay, now we are doing something for the earth as well as we are making something beautiful. So these are the things that we, will teach you here. So Anant, you can take
Yeah.
it from here.
Thank you so much, Bernard. And that's so interesting to know that the dynamics of the market in India. and we would like to hear more from you. And before that, I would just introduce our next esteemed panelist, and that's Fabio. Hi, Fabio. Hello.
Hello.
Back again
Hello
to you.
again.
Yes, Fabio. Please, the floor is yours.
Okay, I prepare a very long speech for this moment, but now I'm feeling to upside down completely my speech. Why? Because I prepare I told you, very long speech full of concepts and things and that here, blah blah, etc. But it came to my mind. I was reading the names of our attendees, and it came to my mind reading the names that now we are doing the interviews to enlarge, to increase the team of teachers. And it came to my mind a question I'm always asking to the candidates. Why you want to teach? Why do you want to teach? Why you are here talking to me now? Why teaching is so important? And I heard so many different answers. But at the end, there is only one, I would say, there is only one item very common to all the answers. And it's the desire to donate, I would say now, ourselves to our students. This is the sparkle we have inside. And this is really the light we follow in every course, in every class, no matter if the students are 5, 6, 7, 10, 20, whatever. We always love to share what we have inside. Why? Because we want to prepare, we want to form, we want to educate our students to really, first of all, accept and then win the challenge of the working life. Of course, we are talking about the work. Okay, so our industry is always meeting to us different and sometimes easy, sometimes difficult challenge. And the only way to overpass them is really to have trust. But in this case, I'm talking something different. I'm talking about the trust in ourselves, the self-confidence. When we have the self-confidence, we can really face any kind of difficulties the working life may put on our way, on our path. And the self-confidence is coming only from the knowledge. The knowledge, and as educators, we have a huge responsibility because we have to prepare our students for that. And for our students, they have a huge responsibility because they have to absorb as much as possible during the course to be ready for that moment. And believe me, these moments, these challenges are everywhere, are always behind the corner. When I'm teaching, especially in the Cornerstones course, I'm always saying, I don't know, the 99% of the rubies are heat treated, correct, but we cannot go for absolute. Okay, so we have always to keep a space, a room for any kind of situations may come out in the next days, in the next minutes, in the next weeks, in the next months or years. So it's important to have the tools, to acquire the tools, to understand also what is not possible to teach directly, to face, exactly as I said, the situations that are completely unpredictable in this moment. When I was a student, so yesterday then, I remember I participated to a very important symposium. Sorry, I wasn't a student, I was already a teacher, but and I attended a very important symposium in 2006. I went to my director and I told him, look, we have to be careful because synthetic diamonds are coming and we are not ready. So we have to start developing courses, materials, whatever, to give to our students, etc. And he laughed at me and told me, synthetic diamonds, come on, impossible. No, you are a kid, you are just a beginner. Grow up, may do your experience, then come back to me. Okay, sorry. It was 2006, and then all of us know that in 2014, there was the famous upside down. No? The price of synthetics was less than the natural. Okay, so just to give you an idea how our industry is really going fast, very fast, and things are changing very fast, and we must have the tools to face this changing and challenging also. Okay. Yes, I'm based in Dubai. My activity is mainly in Dubai. Okay, now I can whisper to you I'm in Rome because I have a course tomorrow, so not really Dubai, but every region has its own main traits, I would say, main characteristics. And I told you, a long speech, but now I want just to give you a few reasons why to attend the course. Now I'm talking mainly about Dubai since I'm let's say, joined from Dubai, but of course, these reasons are universal. Okay. First of all is the awareness. Second is the trust relationship, as we said at the beginning. Then or let's say your own reputation. If you buy and sell, fully aware about what you are buying and sell, not only you can increase your reputation, increasing reputation means also to increase the number of sales, why not? But also you can attract the new modern final consumer, because the new modern final consumer are fully aware, because before they enter in a store, they do a Google research. I'm doing that. When I want to buy a car, not often I'm able to buy a car, but when I want to buy a car, the first things I do is to go online to Google the model, the engine, the this and that, the price, the taxation, whatever I need to know. Same is doing the final consumer when it is a matter to buy a jewel, to buy a diamond, to buy the ruby or stones, or even to buy a design, because today there is also the market of design. Okay, so we must be ready. We must be ready. I saw on Facebook no more than a couple of days ago, maybe you too, from a very important player in our industry, a post talking about emeralds. And there were the green beryl, the yellowish green beryl, which both of them are not emerald. How can we buy and sell green beryl as emerald when they are not? This is a big problem, a big, big, big obstacle in the industry. It is coming from the lack of knowledge. So, and probably the consumer knows more than this player. Okay. Okay. I believe I'm talking too much and I'm not going to stop. Kill me, shoot me
No,
if you have to,
no,
because I'm
Fabio,
going too
that's
long.
no, Fabio, that's so true. I mean to say, you actually made a point so crucial that because of lack of awareness and a lack of knowledge, the trust which we say, which is the most important thing in industry, it can be, it can be not held up to the mark because of this, and that's why it's so important to have a right education and awareness so that people do understand what they are buying, what they are selling, not only B2B, also the B2C clients as well. So yeah, you said it so right, Fabio. Thank you, and we are glad to have you here. I would like to invite our next guest, Vinita, who's joining from Middle East. Vinita, hello, how are you?
Hi Anand, I'm well. How are you doing?
Doing great, and the audience would like to know about your thoughts and what do you think about education.
Thank you so much. So, good afternoon to everyone. I am today joining from Dubai. I'm originally from India, but I've been in Dubai for about 13 years now. And my experience in our jewelry industry started almost 2 decades back, 20 years back. I don't come from the jewelry industry. I don't have a family, anyone in the jewelry industry. But I was very passionate about jewelry. So I was a consumer first. I had a family who was a consumer first, and I was very passionate about jewelry. I started my design education with the National Institute of Fashion Technology, and that's where I truly fell in love with design. So, what I did have was very passionate mentors. And I was very fortunate that I got the opportunity to work with some of the best known brands back in India. And the one thing that brought them all together was that they really championed design and education in their offerings, which left a huge impact on me. Today, I have my own brand in Dubai and I also consult for international jewelry brands. And one thing that I see again and again with all of them, whenever they take me on board, is that everyone tells me that we want something different, we want something unique, which will resonate with the customers. Because the customer today has so many options. They are a lot more informed. They are not going to a traditional jeweler anymore. They want something which is different. And what certification does in our industry is cement trust. What design does in our industry is build desire. And I truly believe that the brands and designers which are really acing it today are the ones that are able to combine both, offer to their clients trust, knowledge, and an emotional design thinking. And I'm so proud that I have been able to kind of come full circle and be a part of this education industry. And I've been in education space for about 12, 13 years now. In fact, today I complete my third anniversary with HRD Antwerp. So this is happening at the perfect time. And I'm so excited to share more about what we do.
Thank you. First of all, Vinita, congratulations for completing your third anniversary with HRD Antwerp.
Thank you. Thank you for having me this long.
Great to have you.
Let's see in the next years.
Thank you all the panelists for your valuable insights. And without wasting more further time, I would really open the floor for the audience to ask and discuss, share, and whatever you want to do with the panelists. We have great leaders across the globe, educators. So I'll keep the floor open for the attendees. You can simply raise your hand or type your question in the chat. I'll pick up the question, I'll read it out to a respective panelist. So you can raise your hand simply, attendees, or you can type the questions in the chat for any of the panelists you want to ask. So I already have one question. It says that it's from Candela. The question is that how is the situation in Spain today? Do we teach there? And if yes, where in Spain? Fabio, would you please?
Yes, of course we teach in Spain. And we teach in Spain in Spanish too. Yes, of course we do. We are very happy, to be honest, to be in Spain. Basically, we are in Madrid and in Barcelona. Okay, so yes, so the answer is a big yes. Now our teacher is going, Caterina, is going to go to Spain in the 25th of May because we start the course in Spanish the 25th. It's about color stones. So yes, absolutely yes. And we have two calendars for Spain. Again, one in Madrid, one in Barcelona. Different timing, different parts of the year. So if you like the idea, you can enroll and enjoy it. Even now, I mean, I told you, in 2 weeks from now, we have the starting of the Colorstones course. The GBGA. This is the code of the course. GBGA.
Okay, great. I see. Okay, I will allow the person, Chikwa Clement, to talk. Yes, I've unmute you. You can please ask your question.
Chikwa, only easy question.
Okay. Kuhn, also I've asked. I've unmute you. You can ask your question.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Chukwa Clement from Zambia. I'm asking about the question about your institution. Is it possible to bring your institute here in Zambia? Because here in Zambia there is a lot of mine like Kaja, and on the other side, this other country like Botswana,
You have beautiful emeralds
there is this mine of diamonds. So I don't know
Yes.
if I can bring your institute here so that we can help that spirit. Thank you.
Thanks to you, Chikwa. I was saying you have beautiful emeralds there in Zambia. Yes, there is the possibility. So we can,
Yes.
and if you don't mind, I will generalize a bit the question and the answer.
Yes.
Of course, as Peter said at the beginning, it's the vocation of HRD. The vocation of HRD is exactly to bring education department its own education department everywhere in the world. And we have different formulas. So we can go by ourselves and organize a class a calendar in a place by ourselves, and we can have also local partner. In terms of technical terms, we use is a facilitator, a local facilitator. So not only you, Chikpa, but all of you, feel free to send an email to Anand, to me, to all of us, proposing, offering a solution to a course, one course or more courses in the place where you are. Okay, absolutely feel free to do it. We are very, very, very open to this kind of situation.
Thank you, Fabio. We have one more question. It says, where do you see luxury diamond industry in next 5 years? Who would like to take this question? Fabio, Peter, Vinita, Bernard.
Bernard in this case.
Bernard, are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the question is, where do you see luxury diamond industry in next 5 years?
Okay, so this is a complex question about
But
the luxury.
you did a seminar about Bernard.
So let's say we have to think about how the designs are coming up in the next 5 to 10 years. What are we representing? Luxury is something about, okay, let's talk about this. Diamonds are the only luxury product that we cannot see the features. Let's imagine an expensive car or like Ferrari. Let's say a bottle of champagne is very expensive. These are luxury products which you can see, feel, and maybe taste. So that's not the case with diamonds. Diamonds are more than that. So luxury about diamonds is something we have to understand. It's just not diamonds. It's also about the attire. Where are you keeping those diamonds? How are you portraying those diamonds? So designs actually play a lot of big role in this. And I think Vinita, being the designer, can talk more about the luxury aspect.
Sure. Thanks, Bernard. Vinita, would you like to add something here as well to this question?
No, absolutely, and that's so true. In fact, in my example earlier, also I was stating this, that many heritage brands, when they come to designers, what they want is a new perspective. So in the next 5 years, where I really see diamonds going is number one in the diamond industry. Trust is everything. Transparency is everything. Consumers today are not just buying a commodity, they're also asking questions that where was this diamond mined from? How can I trace the origins, etc. And storytelling heritage is something that will continue to play a pivotal role. In fact, the one area that I see prospering a lot is actually traditional jewel craft techniques in fine jewelry or luxury jewelry industry. So combining natural diamonds along with traditional jewel craft techniques is something that is coming in a big way. So you take traditional jewel craft techniques such as, you have the kundan, you have the enameling, the polki, etc., but give it a more contemporary look so that people can wear it more on an everyday basis. In terms of design, that's where I see that the collections are heading now.
Okay, great. And Bernard and Vinita, again, in extension to the answer, we have one more additional point, which the audience would like to know is that how does lab-grown diamond play against natural diamonds in the luxury industry, since lab-grown diamond is more affordable?
I'm happy to take that.
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
please.
So I'll start and you can add to that as well. So, okay, let's talk about this. A simple thing that lab-grown diamonds were always in the industry, okay, but it was not showcased as something that a consumer can have. It was always playing inside the industry. It was mixed in naturals. It was given to people without disclosure. So it has a reputation. Then it came to the market because we cannot suppress it that much. So when it came to the market, the problem what happened is, what is the cost, original cost price of manufacturing a lab-grown diamond? And what is the original cost price that takes the natural that comes from the mines to our hands? So of course there is a story and there is two origins. Now what we have is that two origin, one market. So exactly these two has to coexist in the coming years because that's going to happen. The only thing the consumer should ask themselves is what they want to represent themselves when they wear the jewelry, whether it's lab grown, whether it's natural. So there is a legacy for natural and there is a story for lab grown as well. So it's all about, are you really paying for the original cost price and the major part of what do you say, margin in it? So a simple example, again, let's say 2016, the lab-grown diamonds were compared to natural. It was always compared to natural in terms of pricing. So let's say $50 for a natural, an example, and $10 for lab-grown, huge difference. But they never stated the fact these are manufactured in very large quantities. So is it like really, understanding, giving the consumer all the story about, okay, this is manufactured, this is the actual cost, and you're paying this much. No, they compared it with naturals. So there was a lot of distinction. And I don't know people who bought lab-grown jewelry in the time of 2018. Understand what happened in the 4 years, it dropped significantly. Now there is a lot to talk about who crashed the market and what happened in those last 4 years. I mean, that will be included in our course, definitely. But you can understand what was the shift from the 6 years that happened. And of course, it's going to be in the industry. It's not going to fade away. It's always going to coexist. The reason the consumer has to ask themselves again is, how do you value your jewelry? How do you want to tell your story? You may be giving it to your granddaughter or your son, and they'll be keeping it forever and giving it to generations. At that time, would you like to have a story or would you like to have something manufactured? Now, I'll let that thought sink in and I'll let Vinita maybe take the stage.
No, I think Bernard, you covered everything. I don't know what else to add on top of that. But but personally, the way I pitch it is so you cannot compare something that's natural to something that's made in the lab. There is no comparison. But at the same time, there is market for both. So I think in this case, all I say is transparency. As long as your customer knows what that person is buying, everything is good. I think there is market for both. The one who is a collector and who has a passion for natural diamonds will not go for lab diamonds. On the other hand, somebody who is putting aside affordability at a high priority will probably go for the lab grown instead. So what's important for us as jewelers is that we stay transparent and then let the end customer decide what suits them best.
Great.
I would like to add, Anand, if you don't mind.
Yes, please, Peter.
Because if people are giving diamonds, it is they don't want to offer hardness 10 and refractive index 242 and high thermal conductivity. Nobody cares about that. So you want to offer a sentiment, something special, an emotion. And emotion is in natural diamonds, not into some hard material that has a high refractive index. I think that's very important.
Absolutely true, Peter. And that's exactly, you made up a very strong point onto that. Okay, so I have next question. The question is that it is for Vinita. So the question is it okay to do the design course before the grading course? And in continuation to that, do we have any short courses who have just started in the industry? So yeah, that's the question, Vinita.
So both the courses are very valuable, grading and the design course. I wouldn't necessarily put a chronological order in which one you should do first, because they are not related. Like in the design course, we are not talking about grading at all. we are talking about how do you create a unique concept using Procreate. So our design course is actually on the Procreate app, and it's 2 weeks long. The first week is about the tools of Procreate. The beauty of Procreate is that even if you are not a very experienced artist, you can still create beautiful work on Procreate. That's why I personally like it. It's almost like carrying 10,000 types of sheet and 10,000 types of brushes. And in the second half of the course, we actually design 2 full collections. And sometimes students themselves are surprised by what they are able to create with no prior experience in design at all. So right from a concept to the end collection is what we create in the course. And of course, when you design the course, design your collection, we expect you to put, like, say, pair cuts or round. Sorry, if I can have everybody else on mute if you're not talking. So in your collection, of course, you will be putting different fancy cut stones, which we guide you through, that this is the kind of cuts that are available in the industry, but we do not expect you to know all the features of that particular stone. So my personal suggestion would be maybe do the design course first and then do the grading second, so you can choose your material better when you are ready to produce your collection. That would be my suggestion.
Thank you. That's great. And also, sorry, but there is one more question, Vinita, for you. It says I've worked as a marketing manager for a luxury brand in India for 2 years, and HRD certified in color stones. I'm looking for a transition into Middle East market for someone without direct regional exposure. What's the smartest way to build credibility and break into that ecosystem?
The beauty of Middle East, especially in a place like Dubai, is that it's so cosmopolitan. There are people from all over the world living here. In fact, I think only 10% is local, 90% is expat, and Indians actually make up a very big part of that ecosystem. And there are several Indian brands which are the biggest names in the Middle Eastern jewelry industry. So my suggestion to you would be probably to approach them first, because their clientele is also Indian. So your experience with that market will definitely help you here as well. And then once you're on the ground, it's about going to the right networking events, the right exhibitions, interacting with your audience, B2B and B2C. And that's how you can climb your way upwards.
Great, great. Thanks, Vinita, for that inputs. And next question, Fabio. Which course
Yes.
is better for diamond jewelry business?
Okay. It's a very difficult question, by the way.
And that's why it was for you.
Thank you very much. No, I would say that. I would say that the most important course is the full graduate gemologist course. Okay, so starting from diamond, so diamond grading, and then moving to the color stones and gem identification, because knowing very well the materials, I would say, the materials, in this case, set on a jewel, is the key to understand the pricing, to understand how to buy the materials, the stones to set, how to sell, sorry, then the complete finished jewelry item. So you must know also how to build the price at the end of the story, not only how to buy the materials. And build the price is not simple mathematical addiction. This is what I spend, this is what I want to gain. No, it's not like that. There are many factors that can affect the building of the final price. And among them, there is exactly the knowledge of diamond, and I would say more diamond grading in this case, and coral stones. And I would say again, coral stones, gem identification, of course, but again, coral stones grading. How to grade the coral stones, it's equally important in terms of knowledge, of course. It's equally important as diamond grading. Okay, then of course diamonds are the most used gemstones, so of course it's possible to have also jewelry items with only diamonds. Okay, while when we talk about color stones, it's very common to have a central color stones and then all the diamonds around. But I would say the full graduate gemologist course can be the first answer. In case you already are a gemologist, I believe it's important to do some advanced courses to understand how to apply all the steps in diamond grading, color stones grading, and gem identification to a mounted gemstone. Okay.
Okay, and in continuation to that, we have one more question. The question is, what is the rule or advices for the retailer when selling gem or jewelry, and after a few years they want to sell it back? How do we explain them in terms of buying and reselling?
We have to enter in a very delicate ground, but I would say, let me be myself, purely myself. So I immediately say something very heavy. If we talk about commerce, the gemstones marketplace is divided in three main categories: commercial stones, middle stones, and fine stones. If we are in the commercial and middle marketplace, the stones are not an investment at all. So every time, no matter if they are natural, synthetic, what treated or not, whatever. Okay, so we cannot sell stones as investment if they are not. So the advice, there is not. There is a correct behavior to have when we sell or even when we buy gem materials. If we are in the fine marketplace, in the fine gemstones marketplace, it's completely different stories, completely different story. Okay, but to discover more, you have to attend our courses.
That's so true. Thanks, Fabio. That's exactly I was just about to say that, and you said it. No, we have the next question. Okay, we have this question from Jose. Jose, I'll unmute you, and probably you can ask your question. You can go ahead and ask your question.
Jose, don't be bad.
Thank you. Okay, can you hear me well?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you all for this panel, and it is great to know more about each of you, the passion from Vinita, knowledge from Peter, the sustainability-driven passion from Bernard, we can see it, and all of the above from Fabio, It is very amazing to hear directly from the experts teaching all over the globe. And, well, I will be attending JCK Expo in Vegas by the end of this month. And my question is, are you going to be there? And also, we would also like to know more about Anand's take on the panel,
My
No, it's you.
Oh, Josh.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Jose. Thank you very much.
Okay. So, I'm glad to know that you are going to be attending the JCK Expo and answering the first question. Yes, HRD team, me myself, and are going to attend JCK show. So, we will see each other there for sure. And on the panel, the only thing what I have experienced so far, education, knowledge is no more an optional. It's a must. You are either, so the market dynamics have changed so much that in today's date, if you want to do a startup, if you are into business maybe like for years and years, but it's very important that you first yourself get education, you make your team educated, you make them know what are the products, what you are selling, because in today's date consumer behavior have changed a lot, and that's why it's very important to know the product very well. And when you say to know the product very well, it is also very important that from which platform you are learning. And HRD Antwerp have a very strong legacy in terms of delivering the service of education. So I believe knowledge and the place from where you take the knowledge. And that's why we have organized this session where, if you will see the teachers across the globe, they have spent more than a decade in the industry. So I guess we cannot have a better team to learn from. So I believe it's a very right mix of pool we have at HRD Antwerp, and we are really looking forward to serve the industry with the best of our knowledge. So that's what my take is.
Thank you.
Okay. We have next question from Himani. Is there a specific online gemstone jewelry design course? Vinita?
Yes, so the course is called Online Jewelry Design on the Procreate app. In fact, our next course starts on 8th of June, so next month, and that is our design course that we have right now. It's a beginner course, so even if you've never worked on Procreate before, it's absolutely fine. We will take you through all the tools, and in the end, you will have two complete collections that you would have developed using the Procreate app. So that's the design course that we have right now.
Okay, great. And yes, I would be taking last two questions. I mean to say, so out of that, I already have one question on the chat. It says that we have a multi-brand boutique with luxury jewelry and watches. We also produce, but I want to make my very first collection, and I'm not so sure how to start designing a collection from inspiration. So,
Okay, thanks, Katrina, for the question. So, in the jewelry design course, we teach designing jewelry. We don't cover watches in that course, but it covers exactly what you have asked. So, the collections that students make in the course are all original collections where we start with an inspiration and it ends with the collection. And I will guide you through the whole process of creating the mood board, choosing the color palette, choosing the materials, and how to create a collection. So it's a very hands-on experience and it's a very interactive course. So personally, my suggestion to you would be definitely the online jewelry design course. Again, as I just shared earlier, the next course is in June, 8th June onwards. It's 8th to 19th of June. It's delivered online on Zoom. All that you need is your iPad and the Procreate app downloaded, which can be downloaded from the App Store. That's all you need. That's all the material you need. And it's 3 hours every day. It's 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Antwerp time. Thank you.
thank you, Vinita, for that detail. And I have this last question, and I guess all the panelists can have their input. So the question says that what are the biggest skill gaps you observe among jewelry professional today? What are the biggest skill gaps you observe among the jewelry professional today? Peter, would you like to add? Would you like to start?
Yeah, I'm maybe not the right person because the people I meet are jewelers and big sons and family of jewelers, and they come to the course, and at the end of the course, they know much more about diamonds. So I cannot answer that.
Okay.
I don't know any jeweler who
Yeah.
has not done the course. After the course, they know everything, of course, but before the course, I don't know. I don't meet them.
Fabio, Bernard, if anyone would like to add your inputs on this question.
I think it's more structural than not just technical. So if you are thinking about starting your own business or, following your father's footsteps, the only thing is, like I said earlier, the transaction of the business or taking over the business or starting something new would require you to be entirely concentrated on not just what diamonds are, what gemstones are, how to really speak the language of trade, which is the most important aspect. Because even if you know what it is, but you cannot speak about it, the other person standing in front of you wouldn't have a clue of what you want to tell them. So there is a story to be told, and in that story, from our courses, what we learn is going to be technical, is going to be the market insight, is going to be what will happen in the future. So that's what we are combining in our courses. And I think all the examples that we presented today are a part of it.
Okay. I so agree with you, Bernard, because you said it so right, where product knowledge itself is incomplete when you don't have a product language. Because in today's industry, product language is equally important with product knowledge. So yeah, that I too strongly agree that that's something what we have already included in our courses to offer, where any person who have just joined the industry, they with the product knowledge, they also understand the product language. So thank you for that. Fabio, the last one is for you, and it says, what is the duration to get graduate gemologist diploma through HRD?
Okay. It's let's say if we go for the shorter possible version, we are talking about 2 weeks for the diamond and diamond grading, and we are talking about 5 weeks for the color stones. This is really the shorter possible version. Okay, otherwise it can be longer. Remember, we have also the alternative of blended version. Blended means that we have online classes, and of course, we must have also the practical session, so on-campus session. In terms of the number of weeks, it's a bit longer than what I told you before. But in terms of effort, per day effort, when we talk about online, it's only 3 hours per day. So it's a matter of 10 days. So it can be easy to access, easy to follow, can be easy also to reach the final day, the day of the exam, and to overpass the exam, because it's completely, the teacher, in this case, is completely follow all the students completely. We don't have large classes when it's a matter of the online. We want to keep the number low on purpose in order for the teacher to follow everyone in the proper way. Because we know the online can be sometimes a little bit difficult, especially when it is a matter of lessons a little bit difficult or connecting somehow to the practical part. Okay. Let me underline that we have the full graduate gemologist course in all the 3 hubs, so Europe, Middle East, and India. And of course, the programs are always the same. And for all of you, you can pick up the location you like the most and enjoy the course. Let me close saying something very important. I was listening, Bernard, Peter, about the last question. Not really the last, the previous one. And I want to say something very important. A misunderstanding that is there since I start my career in gemology. Gemology is not a science, okay? Science or the sciences are behind gemology. We are talking about geology, we are talking about physics, chemistry, and so on. Okay, I love to say that gemology is like a bridge connecting the science or the sciences to the final consumer. And somehow the gemologist is translating what the science are studying, deciding, putting on the paper to the service of the final consumer. As Peter said also, we cannot sell a diamond saying the refractive index is, the hardness is, the toughness is. Who cares? We must know that, but when we sell, we must understand how to use our knowledge, what to release and what to not release to our final consumer. Okay. And this kind of ability to decide what to release, what to not, it's coming only if we have the knowledge, if we know what we are doing. And so let's go back to the bridge. The gemology is a bridge connecting the 2 different worlds, I would say. And every gemologist can find its own place in this bridge, can be very close to the science and working in the lab, can be very close to the final consumer and selling to the final consumer. But I would say it's not only simple a bridge, it's also the base to start for different directions. Now, for example, marketing about industry, our industry, so the jewelry items, the gemstones, the diamonds, required for the marketing person to be also a gemologist, to develop new channels of communication, to develop new things, new topics to release to the audience. Okay, so there are, I would say it's the base to start a new path. Working profile that we didn't even imagine, I don't know, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, for example. Okay. Sorry, I always talk too much.
Okay, thank you. No, Fabio, that was like really, it's a valuable inputs for sure. Before I come to a conclusion, I would actually there is a request for the last question, and I'll make sure that this is the last one. So is it AI played any role in jewelry designing? So, Vinita, would you
Yes,
like to
yes,
talk on that?
absolutely. If you are not learning AI, you will be left behind. That is the honest truth. But AI can only create what a human has created before. Only a human can create what no human has created earlier. So use AI as your collaborator. There are some fantastic softwares such as Midjourney, Crea, which can really make illustrations of your design very real-like. In fact, in our last jewelry design course, and Fabio was also there in our final presentations, we had students who made the initial sketches using the Procreate, and then we uploaded the Procreate sketches onto Midjourney and created very realistic looking illustrations. So that was a whole circle where we came up with an original concept. We made it, we created it with Procreate, and then we created the illustrations with AI. Where AI can go wrong is if you just give it a prompt, sometimes it'll end up giving you jewelry designs which are not technically possible to manufacture. So here it's important for you to have the technical know-how of what is possible to manufacture or not. So use AI as your collaborator, and you can really create something fantastic.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vinita. So, team, with this, we come to the conclusion to this session. And as we come closer to the conclusion, I would like to say that main takeaway from the session: education builds trust, education reduces risk, and most importantly, education empowers professionals to grow with confidence. And this is something, the most important thing, which HRD Education Global Team would like to share it with you all. And we all are here to welcome you, to have you in our classroom, to have you in connect with us, to know about each other through the courses what we both can do together. And in today's industry, where knowledge is no longer a support tool, it is a foundation of trust, value, and long-term credibility, right? So, on behalf of HRE team, I would like to thank all the speakers for being part of this wonderful seminar, and all the participants from across the globe to be part of this session. And we look forward to welcome you all for our courses and support you to the best of our knowledge. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you
Thank
all.
you. See you soon.
Bye. Have fun, everybody. Good night.
Thank you.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Thanks again. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
It was wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you, Sajri. Thank you.
you.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Vinita. Thank you, Fabio.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Anand.
Banan.
Thank you.
Anand, we want to talk to you for the next hour, 3 hours now.
No, Fabio. I'll call you Fabio.
No.
Okay, guys. See you. Talk to you
Okay,
soon.
guys.
Bye bye.
Have a
Bye.
good day. Bye.